is integrated 3. It's problem 11-19, letter B. So I'm guessing the reason I'm getting questions on these is there might be issues with factoring. So basically, the procedure is that you want to factor everything. They're all quadratic. And then you want to do that thing where you go through and you cancel the giant ones. So I'm going to just assume that the factoring is why people are asking these questions. So to factor this one, I'm going to just maybe go over here on the side. And the way you start out, you're going to end up with like a area model box. And it's going to be 6x squared and negative 1. And then you're trying to find, it's kind of like you're trying to get that x, that negative x. You're trying to think of two things that add up to negative x. In other words, here's how I do it. I go 6, the coefficient of x squared times the constant. So 6 times negative 1 is negative 6. That's what I want it to multiply to. And I'm looking for something that adds to make negative 1. And so I think 3 times 2 will give me a 6. And then if I make the 3 negative, I can split this x, this negative x, into negative 3x plus 2x. Because negative 3x plus 2x equals that. And so then I have my area model box, and now I can try to factor. So now I'm thinking of two numbers that multiply together and make 6x squared. But I have to be mindful of these numbers over here too. So, I mean, I could say 3x times 2x, but then when I try to work over, you have to be careful which place you put them. So look, if I put the 2x here and the 3x here, that works because now I got 3x times something will actually give me this. If I would have put the 2x here, I would have been asking myself, 2x times what equals 3x? And it wouldn't have worked. So you have to, it matters where you place these factors. So I know 3x times negative 1, this times this equals this, and then this will be positive 1, and then I check and make sure. So this top part, it factored to be 2x minus 1 times 3x plus 1. Now this one down here, we're going to do the same procedure. Where should I do it? I guess I'll just do it right here. I'm going to make a diamond. Where should I make it? Right here? Okay, so here's a diamond. So I need to, 3 times 8 is 24. I need to try to think of two numbers that multiply to make 24 and they add to make 25. And I think 24 times 1 makes 24. So I can split this 25x into 24x and x. And then I know 3x times x would equal 3x squared, but I don't want to put the 3 up here because then I'm going to ask myself what times 3 equals x, and that's not going to work. The 3 has to go over here, like that. And then 3x times 8 is 24, and then x times 1 is x. So what was that? That was this one, so that'll be okay. So this whole fraction has been rewritten. Now I'm over here. This one, the coefficient of x is 1. So I can kind of cheat. I don't need to make the whole box if I don't want to. I mean, you can make the box and it'll work the same, but I know that I don't have to. I'm looking for something that multiplies to make 1 times negative 32 is negative 32, and it adds to make 4. So I know 8 times 4 is 32, so it turns out I can just use these. Let's check in the box just to make sure. Yep. See how it is? So you can use the box if you want, but because I didn't have the coefficient on the x squared, I can just kind of cheat a little bit. So a lot of people just do those in their head. And maybe some of you can do ones like this in your head, but I'm going to keep showing them because I'm guessing the reason people are asking me these questions is the factoring. There's an issue with the factoring. Okay, so I'm trying to split my 7x into, well, two things that add up to make 7, but they have to multiply to make, what's 2 times 4? 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. So they have to multiply to make negative 8 and add to make 7. So like 8 times 1 makes 8, and if I make this negative, now the 2 can't go over here because 2 times nothing equals 1. The 2 has to go up here. So 2x times x. And this will be a 4, and this will be a, right? So then I'll have 2. Okay, so there's that. All pretty simple, right? Look at that crazy thing. So then we're going to go ahead and cancel things out. These, if I rearrange them, I could like move this one out in front, and it'd be a giant 1, but I'm just going to cancel out. Any numerator will cancel out with any denominator when you're multiplying. So those 2 cancel out, those 2 cancel out, those 2 cancel out, and I get x minus 4 over x plus 4. And then I could say that I could find some things that make 0 denominators, and I could exclude them. But, oh, it doesn't say to. So I'm just going to, that's just the answer right there. And you're done.